The Wuju Bladesman has left a significant mark throughout all of League of Legends. Master Yi has shown dominance throughout all of solo queue in almost every single season, each with its own unique iteration of his play. However, Yi is regarded as something different in the competitive world. He can either display complete dominance against his opponent in the Rift or be marked inferior by the existing meta. My name is Kudo, and today we look at the history of Master Yi in the competitive scene. What Master Yi brings to the table is a colossal amount of damage, especially in a teamfight. Master Yi's main source of damage comes from Alpha Strike, where he bounces between 4 other targets. If Yi obtains a kill or assist, his cooldown for Alpha Strike is reduced, and he can use that ability again in the teamfight. This is considered notorious by the community. Yi players would enter the teamfight late, Alpha Strike the opponent with the lowest health, and immediately Alpha Strike again, obtaining multiple kills in the process. In addition to this, Yi was often played as both a solo laner and a jungler, and was considered a serious threat in both roles. So why is Yi not played in the competitive meta if he poses such a threat in solo queue? We'll find out by taking a closer look at his history of professional play. We begin at the IGN Pro League Season 5 in Las Vegas, Nevada. During Season 2, Master Yi had AP stats that no longer exist today. Alpha Strike had 100 scaling in ability power and 400 scaling with his W Meditate, a move that allows him to regenerate lost health. These AP scaling ratios were jarringly overpowered, and one team would go on to utilize this hidden gem to succeed in this international tournament. Enter the Moscow 5. The Moscow 5 was an all-Russian professional team that competed and won multiple international tournaments, such as the Intel Extreme Masters. They are most known for their innovative picks in the League of Legends meta. In their last game of the group stages against Team Curse, mid laner Alex Ich would showcase Master Yi for the whole world to see.
Actually, the Master Yi?
APE?
So, APE for
APE.
Alex Ich?
I'm thinking it.
This is exciting.
Alex Ich annihilated American teams Team Curse in Meat Playground, playing Master Yi in the mid lane. The damage output in the mid to late game was too overpowering for the players of both teams to handle. Master Yi's success in the mid lane can be attributed to the AP ratios in both Alpha Strike and Meditate. The 100% scaling in Alpha Strike leads to a heavy focus on this ability as the main source of damage, and the 400% scaling in Meditate allows Master Yi to instantly heal any sort of damage from a team fight. Master Yi in the early game was to play safe, using Alpha Strike to clear the minion wave and ensure that no pressure can be exerted by the opponent. In the mid-game, Alex tended to roam to the other lanes. Because Alpha Strike is also utilized as a gap closer, any gank that Yi carried out would do a tremendous amount of instant damage upon entering the fight. Alex Ich obtained multiple kills from these roams, putting his teammates ahead in the laning phase. The point where Master Yi peaks is when he obtains Rabadon's Death Cap. The damage from this item and boots alone is devastating. This is clearly shown in Alex Ich's Alpha Strike that hits Meat Playground's mid laner Po Belter and 80 carry Light Sludge.
We'll see what Light Sludge can do in this situation.
Alex Ich
Wow,
chunking
oh
away.
my
Light
god.
Sludge at half HP, Po Belter barely above a half HP there. That Master Yi is dealing a lot of damage. Death Cap acquired already, and this is sub 20 minutes into the game, so he's just going to be hitting like a truck at this point in time.
Moscow 5's strategy in the teamfight was to let all 4 other teammates engage and do upfront damage, leaving Alex Ich nearby but not attacking. Whenever a champion ran low on health, Alex would engage using Highlander and Alpha Strike in, immediately killing them. Alex Ich obtained a quadra-kill and a pentakill in IPL5 using this strategy.
To get the full channel
And
on
now
that
Genji's
one.
here
And
as well.
Alex Ich with the Zonian Zargos out on the edge of the fight. One more Alpha Strike. He can get another triple here. That is one.
Oh, the Master
That's
Yi
reset.
Penta.
That's a triple. That's a quadra. And the chase. Pentakill. Pentakill.
The next person to utilize Master Yi in this overpowered state was Scarra, the mid laner from Team Dignitas. In the middle of the NALCS summer split at MLG Anaheim 2013, Team Dignitas was going against Team Solo Mid. Scarra picked Master Yi in the mid lane.
To make sure the Ash Arrow can't be moved in on.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of a pseudo-global, but this is crazy. We have Master Yi with Kennen.
Oh my gosh.
This is going to be the epicest of games.
I actually hit up Scarra's stream the other day and he was doing exactly this.
Once again, Scarra displayed all of AP Master Yi's strengths. 5 minutes into the match, the Odd One attempted a gank onto Master Yi. However, Scarra used Alpha Strike to effectively turn the fight around along with help from Crumbs.
They've swapped
there's
it back.
the repeat gank.
Again! The flash is down! He may not be able to get out of this one. He meditates for a quick second. Goes for the fight! Oh my gosh, no way! Odd One gets the execute Q! Can he finish it off? Crumbs playing amazing right now! Flash is in! He's got nowhere to repel! He's got nowhere to go! Final attack! Crumbs coming up with another kill!
In the early to mid game, Scarra roamed the map, usually being the one to clean up kills from the fights in the other lanes. The most important thing he did was nullify any teleports from Reginald's Twisted Fate. After Reginald ulted in, Scarra would then turn the entire fight around in favor of Team Dignitas.
Here comes TF! It's gonna be Reginald in the fight! Turns it back onto Crumbs! Can they turn this one around? 3v2! Scarra looks to make an impact on the fight! There it is! softens him up, puts him
Reset.
down. Sword between the legs. Scarra continues to go in. One more attack there. Now he gets polymorphed in, gets the kill, goes down. So many bounties going back and forth.
For the rest of the game, the match was heavily one-sided towards Dignitas, and specifically Scarra. In every team fight, Scarra was able to obtain multiple kills thanks to the resets from Alpha Strike. Scarra ended this game with 19 kills, which was at that point considered the most kills in one game in LCS history. Even though Master Yi was very dangerous and obviously overpowered, he could still be defeated. In some other games, AlexH and Scarra picked Master Yi but ultimately lost. Remember, Master Yi is heavily reliant on the success of his other teammates, especially during the team fights. If team members cannot provide the upfront damage needed for Yi to Alpha Strike and obtain a reset, Yi will not reach his full potential. Crowd control could stop Master Yi in his tracks, especially if the Alpha Strike target didn't die immediately. In DreamHack of 2013, Alex picked Master Yi versus Fnatic. In the first teamfight of the match, Gambit was spread all over the mid lane while Fnatic collapsed around everybody. Alex was unable to obtain resets necessary to turn the fight around before most of Gambit died. In Dignitas vs Team Vulcan and MLG Anaheim, Xmithy constantly ganked Scarra in the early game with success, putting ManCloud ahead.
They could be going for Scarra once again. There's the lockup. They get the pop-up as well. Scarra's not getting any resets on this one, but it's going to take a little bit longer. All right, and then he's dead. All right, here he goes. First blood goes down, and it's going to be Xmithy.
Not only was Scarra significantly weakened in the beginning of the match, but during the team fights, Vulcan's team composition became too tanky. Scarra was unable to secure multiple resets.
Because you can't run out of a Jarvan ult. Neither
Crumbs
can
it again.
Yi. Oh,
There
Crumbs!
it is.
Right in the middle. Where's Jarvan? Right to the back line. PewDiePie has free shots this time, though. They're going into the fight. It's going to be one. Kiwi Kid falls instantly. Crumbs and Scarra follow. PewDiePie and Patoy again to turn tail. The backwards play for the prettiness. But it looks like they lose to Oracle as well on this one, and possibly even PewDiePie.
In July 31st, 2013, patch 3.10 was released, revealing a drastic reworking of Master Yi. No longer did he have immense AP ratios in Alpha Strike and Meditate. Instead, Master Yi was given AD scaling in his Alpha Strike, and Meditate was changed to reduce healing. This patch essentially killed the viability of AP Master Yi in the mid lane. We now jump to Season 4, where a new item for junglers was introduced to the game. This new item is called Feral Flare. This item's purpose was to allow farming junglers to scale into the late game at the expense of any meaningful early to mid game power. Feral Flare gave AD, attack speed, and a passive that caused every kill, assist, and large minion kill to increase the player's damage and health on hit. This item fits Master Yi perfectly. Considering that Yi is a farming jungler, this item gives an incentive to stay in the jungle while he hits the required 25 stacks to upgrade Wriggle's Lantern into the Feral Flare. Then, upon entering the teamfight, he could do insane amount of damage and snowball the rest of the game. This was prominent when the patch came out. Master Yi was again notorious in solo queue, now for his ability to do nothing in the early game and still powerfully carry his team. However, while Yi could dominate the solo queue ladder, things would be different in the professional scene. The first professional games following the new patch was the EU Challenger Series. Denial Esports was going up against Cloud9 Eclipse in a best of 3. Kickus of Denial and Co of Cloud9 Eclipse would both play Master Yi in this Feral Flare debut. However, all games with Master Yi resulted in losses in this series. In the transition from solo queue to competitive professional games, Master Yi's farming advantage went away. Invasions or counter ganks can easily hinder Yi's progress to Feral Flare. Even when Yi obtained that item, the other junglers could still easily snowball the game through ganking. Yi still had the capability to obtain multiple kills in a teamfight, but in general he became weak in the jungle in the professional scene. The meta did not favor any AFK farming. After this best of 3, any existing hype over Master Yi in the LCS had died off. We go 1 year ahead to Season 5, where in the LCK Summer Split, SK Telecom T1 faces off against CJ Entus. Faker picked Master Yi in the mid lane.
Whoa, that would be nice, but I'd be surprised. I'd be happy. And it's counting down. Faker can play anything. Wow, it's Master Yi. Faker? That's got to be Faker playing the Master Yi.
Nobody in the community could figure out why Faker would blind pick Master Yi. At the time, Master Yi wasn't dominating the solo queue ladder, nor did he have any particularly unique and powerful builds like before. However, SKT had a serious strategy revolving around this seemingly unwise pick. SKT's team composition included a lot of hard crowd control that could be especially useful if Faker started to roam. In the bottom lane, you had Wolf's Annie's support. Wolf had the ability to set up fights that Faker could go in on and obtain multiple kills.
Gets so much out of it. Here comes Wolf.
Oh, stun onto Coco. Bengi comes in from the top and Faker there to do a lot of damage. Is it going to be a kill? Wolf takes that one. Oops. Coco gets a kill onto Bengi. But oh, they're going in ambition. There's the Alpha Strike. Wow, we're going full solo kill here. Flash over the wall from Faker. for a kill there. All right, it's going to be that kind of game, huh?
In the top lane, you had Marn playing Morgana. Marn utilized Soul Shackles in the bind to set up Faker to win the skirmishes.
Or Master Yi, where you're going to be... Okay.
Wow, Marn's going to actually use his ultimate here. Can they make a follow-up on this? They get the stun. Faker coming in, uses that ultimate, but here comes Ambition. They're going to turn onto him, though. Faker gets the damage. Oh, not quite enough because of the position reversal. No, he does get enough. Gets the double kill. Shy looks like he's going to be able to get a bit of revenge, but Faker shaking things up there.
In general, SKT relied on the execution of Marn and Wolf to get Faker ahead and maximize the damage output of Master Yi. Once the crowd control was applied onto CJ Entis, Faker would clean up those kills off of the resets and win the game. It also helps to note that CJ Entis' team lacked any sort of crowd control that would have contained Master Yi. However, in SKT's game against KT Rolster 2 weeks later, KT Rolster's team composition included more hard crowd control that would have stopped Master Yi. SKT's team composition was weaker with no hard crowd control that would have enabled Master Yi to alpha strike in. Casters Monte Cristo and Doa had doubts about the success of Faker's Yi in this game.
This composition, I mean, it has no synergy.
You know,
there's nothing that you can do. There's no setup that I can imagine besides just poke and let hit equalizer, hit some rockets, get everybody low enough that Faker just ults in and kills everybody. That's it. That's what you got.
I recall a game from last season where Wolf had an amazing roaming pick game on Janna. Okay. Maybe he's going to bring this one back again, right?
SK Telecom would be very confident if they felt they could bank on that.
But as a reminder, Faker is the best League of Legends player in the entire world. Even with the limited assets that SKT's team composition had, Faker was still able to carry the game, and SKT dominated KT Rolster.
That is it. Oh, Faker goes in, picks up the kill for the Quadra. And on that note, Faker dies, gets the Quadra kill, and SK Telecom gets a 2-0 over KT. GG.
Faker has not picked Master Yi in the mid lane ever since. From Season 5 onwards, Master Yi was seen more as a jungler than a solo laner, yet he hadn't had a dominating performance ever since Faker got his hands on him. The last Master Yi game in the professional scene was during the 2017 Kespa Cup, where MVP's Beyond picked Master Yi in the jungle. While Beyond was able to help obtain first blood for the team, Ambition's Jarvan hindered Beyond through counter jungling and counter ganks.
그리고 감전자를 받고 감전자가 평 어디로 도망갑니까? 어디로 도망가요? 대급변 얘기하는데 그냥 버티자. 대급변 끝까지 대급변 아껴놨다가
Beyond ended the game with only 1 kill and 7 deaths. From looking at the entire history of Master Yi in the professional scene, there seems to be 2 recurring outcomes. Either Master Yi completely dominates a teamfight single-handedly and carries the game by himself, or Master Yi becomes utterly useless and dies instantly, losing the game. Master Yi's success in competitive play is particularly inconsistent compared to meta champions. In order for Master Yi to succeed, the entire team composition has to be built around him, meaning the team must have hard crack control, a tanky frontline, and the ability to do upfront damage so that when Master Yi enters the fight, he can obtain the Alpha Strike reset immediately. That also means everyone on the team has to be doing well so that they can supply the upfront damage. If the rest of the team is not doing well, so too will Master Yi. Even if Master Yi is given the best case scenario team composition, there still exists one thing that can easily affect his performance: hard crowd control. In the professional scene where communication within teams is at its greatest, all a team would have to do is save their crowd control and use it on Master Yi when he goes in. When Alpha Strike is used as the engagement tool, Master Yi has nowhere else to go because he lacks an escape. Since Yi always builds damage, he could be instantly killed when he goes in. The opponent's team composition would dictate Master Yi's success no matter what. Not only is his teamfight completely hindered in a competitive environment, Master Yi cannot fulfill the requirements of both jungle and solo lane roles in the professional meta. Master Yi simply cannot hold his own in most matchups in the mid lane. Most mid laners can easily bully Yi due to the range disparity in the laning phase, as well as the poke and damage spells found in most mid lane kits.
And now they can bully him. He's even from Incarnation! The orb comes back, it misses. Able to pick up the kill from a Foxfire. High is gonna go down eventually.
In the early game, Yi is especially susceptible to ganks and can easily be bursted down. It is too risky to run Master Yi in the mid lane due to the high risk of being shut down in the early game, leaving him useless for the rest of the match. In the jungle, Yi is once again seen as a risky pick. While he can easily farm the jungle, his ganks are considered inferior when compared to the meta picks. Master Yi can be easily taken down by junglers that invade or counter gank him in the early game. Also, the meta prefers junglers whose role in the teamfight is to engage and provide hard crowd control. Master Yi, however, does not have any of those attributes. In conclusion, Master Yi is a very risky champion. He can either completely dominate the game by himself or be rendered useless. Teams today would not pick Master Yi due to the high possibility of being shut down in the early game. Even if Master Yi leaves the early and mid game with a lead, he can still be easily shut down in the teamfights due to hard crowd control. Master Yi can be a nuisance in solo queue where he can effectively dominate his opponents. But in the competitive stage, he burdens himself with too many risks to be considered a meta champion. My name is Kudo, and thank you for watching.
We do know this. Oh, the gang set up already.
The Blast Cone Express is not always where you want to be taking it. There's a heal coming out from the Kale, but in comes Power
the
Eagle.
sense is
They're
being
baiting it
blocked.
out.
Here
He's
we
got the
go.
intervention. Now Betsy gets turned on. Maxlor finding the first kill. Alfari trying to get out of there, but the axes come in. All the same, a double kill over to Maxlor.
This
God
game.
save the king indeed. Foxy flashing
He's
away,
gonna
but
get
Maxlor,
him.
he's going to follow through. 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot. Lightsabers are quite potent, it would appear, and Maxlor even has time to style.